All right, family, welcome to the Culture Podcast. This is episode 2, and today we got a special guest. I'm privileged, I'm honored. This brother is probably I would say a complete artist with the bars, the hooks, the melodies, beat selection. If I could put qualities in one artist and or take qualities from one artist and put it into a rapper or just a musician, it would be what this brother has. Shout out to my bruv, Gabar Ya Ahla. Welcome, bro. Welcome to the culture. Blessing. This bro, you work super fast. I think I sent that email out at midnight Canadian time, and you hit me. Yeah, midnight Canadian time, and you hit me, and you're like, "Yo, I'm ready to go. Let's go." So I appreciate that, my bro. I appreciate that.
Listen, man, I can't, turn down an opportunity like this. It's always good to speak with the brethren and go into, some of the culture behind what we do.
Facts. So let's start off here. Gabar Ya Ahla. Obviously, I know that's a Hebrew name. Can you break down what that actually means?
Yeah, so Gabar means warrior, and then obviously Ya Allah obviously means warrior. It breaks down to warrior of God. Warrior of God.
Warrior of God. Wow, that's dope. And did someone give you that name, or did you choose that name?
No, because my name is actually Gabriel. So obviously when I found out about my Hebrew roots and stuff like that, I found out that Gabriel in Hebrew is actually Gabar Ya Ahla. So I said, I don't have to, get any, I just said, yo, I work with the Hebrew side, the Hebrew version.
Bless.
It's really funny because my actual artist name before was Blacksmith. And then I changed it to Gabriel Blacksmith. But someone like back in the day, one of the guys that I grew up around the area with, he said, "Oh, you should make your artist name just Gabriel by itself." It came full circle round. Full circle round.
It always does, It always does, y'all. So you said growing up around the way. Where you from? Tell the people where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from Camberwell in southeast London. Camberwell's just between Peckham and Brixton, and that's where I was born and raised.
Okay, so Brixton. I know there's an area where it's like a predominantly black area in England. Is that Brixton?
Yeah, it's like Brixton, Camberwell, Peckham, Woolworth Road, Elephant and Castle. Then you got other areas as well, like when you're going into like north, east, west. I mean, I'm not particular sure like in detail which areas, in the other regions. I mean, like I know in East London you've got Hackney, you got in North London you got like Harlesden, and then there's like areas where it's predominantly Asian as well. But definitely Peckham, Brixton, Camberwell. At the past like 10 years, the Elephant and Castle has been more predominantly Hispanic. Yeah, whereas like 10 years before that, it was like predominantly a black area. But it's when you go there, it's like, it's like you're going into like, Little Colombia and it's like yeah.
So I'm from Toronto, grew up in Toronto, and like so luckily I was fortunate. Like I actually have family in England. So you ever know of Shepherd Bush or Forest Gate? You know of those areas?
Yeah, that's West London. Yeah, man. Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah. So I was able to spend 4 summers in England. I think I'm a little older than you. I was there when they were still wrapping the fish and chips up in the newspaper and all of that, man. Yeah, see, you don't even know nothing about that, man.
That's like back in the day.
Yeah, fam. Man's are
boxing.
Yeah,
they put it or selling it by Deliveroo and that.
That's right. My grandparents had me watching EastEnders and all that type of stuff, right? So that I have a little bit of understanding of what it's like over there. But I want to hear from you, Gabar. What was it like coming up as a kid? You know what I mean? Are the struggles the same everywhere you go? You know what I mean? We know what we see on TV. I know what gets politicized or fantasized in terms of certain films. And you see Top Boy and you see all that. It looks similar to ghetto, similar to what we see in North America. But I kind of want to hear from you and your story and how that led you to Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, so born in King's College Hospital. My mum was at the time living in North Peckham, and North Peckham was an estate that they had to actually knock down because it was a type of an estate where every landing and block was linked together.
Mm.
And that's where, like, people that was, into like the life of crime and stuff like that, they would use that as a like getaway routes, and the police and stuff like that was getting really frustrated because they really couldn't really catch no one. So yeah, my mum was living in North Peckham Estate at the time, and then she moved to Camberwell. I think I was around like maybe like 4 or 5 when she moved to Camberwell. And then I grew up in there's an estate called it's like Elmerton Estate, but it's like there's 2 estates. You got Mary Datchler and you got Elmerton Estate and stuff like that. And yeah, my upbringing was like, obviously, before I learned the truth. My mumsy always like obviously grew mine up, you know, like in the Christianity thing, which was like still a good thing because at the same time, I mean, without that, you know what I mean, without like prayer and looking to, the Most High,
Right.
and Christ and all of that being, you know what I mean, being the full center of what, even though our elders only know what they know, innit?
Right,
So
right.
they they're trying their best in it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
what they had in it. So yeah, that was like that was a big element still in my life, even though you still had the streets, getting in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
prison like 4 times, getting kicked out of schools.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I really give thanks for my upbringing because I mean the things that my mom did instill within me, I could only say that that's what led to the point where I am now. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
no.
relation, believing in the Most High, praying when when you come across certain situations, and just having that neutral belief in the Most High,
Right,
you know.
right.
And then we got the cherry on the top, right about now, because now
Yep.
we know like the specifics of what the lies are put aside, and we got the truth now. So
Facts.
and we know who we are
Facts.
according to the Bible as well. So yeah,
So let's segue off that. So from Christ to what we would call the truth, knowing our Hebrew roots. What, where were like when was that time where I was like, oh shoot, I'm actually a Hebrew? Like what was that moment? Explain
yo,
that.
that testimony there is funny because I used to like smoke weed in it.
Mm.
Um, there was just one day, like, because obviously I've always like kind of been doing music and stuff like that, but there was just one day I was looking for beats on my laptop.
Okay.
Like it had nothing to do. Like I wasn't like that type of guy where you know like I search for knowledge on stuff like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes where I might be around like some of the like the guys that I grew up with and stuff like
Right.
that. I used to party, and we might put on a little Ashra Kwesi,
Mm.
or talking about the Egypt thing, or
Mm. Mm.
like the Illuminati or something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that day I was not looking for anything. Like I was literally looking for beats because I was like, there was a time where I had a predominant time of looking for beats. So a lot of beats that I even been jumping on, kind of like I'd say in the past 10 years, they're like beats I've really, really searched for. So one day I wrote a big Zubi. The Zubi was big. Like I was like, yo, I'm about to get down with this right now. And get suited up and look for some beats.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, yo, I saw something saying 12 tribes of Israel lost and found. On the suggestion bit, when the YouTube brings up the
Yes.
suggestion
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the yeah. And I don't know what made me press it. Oh my God. Now I don't know. I was looking for beats. I wasn't looking for nothing. I was
Oh
looking
man.
for Sam said, nah, press that, click that. And yo, after I started watching that,
Yeah, man.
yo, like
Yeah.
I was like, what? Where the
Right.
Israelites?
Right.
Like you almost feel like, you almost feel like something was trying to say, because like before that, I always knew that, you know, our people, what I mean, was special people because it's vibrant anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Without even knowing
Mm.
who you actually are, we know that okay, there's something special about us. Yeah, I know, and it's like we're like the most hated and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
knew something. I knew something, but you just can't put your tongue on it. And it's like, yo, that was like the revelation. And then
Right.
from there, I think I watched Angels Disguised as Planets.
Mm.
There's a called Angels Disguised as Planets on the GOCC channel, and
Mm.
yeah, that one like kind of that's when it was like, okay, what we're not just Israelites, this other stuff is going on and
Going
stuff like
on.
that. And that's when I
Right.
started the Most High's name,
Right.
um, the return of Yeshaya, finding out
Right.
that's Yeshaya's name, that's Christ's true name, and it was
Right.
just, yeah, it was just, I was like really, really hooked. I don't think I slept for some nights,
Yo,
just like watching
yeah,
the information.
it's like that. I don't know if you've seen The Matrix, but it's like that scene where they plug in the back of his head and he's going through the program of learning kung fu and all that, and he's on it for like 17, 20 hours straight, going through his mind, learning all the moves, and he wakes up out of it and he's like, oh, I know kung fu now. That's what it's like when someone first gets into the truth and they realize, oh my God, I'm an Israelite. They can't get enough of it. You go to sleep in front of the YouTube, waking up still on, going to sleep again, it's still on. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing when that truth hits your spirit, man. And I can see obviously that it's been the same situation with you, and it plays out in your music. So speaking of your music, how long have you been creating your art, and what are you defined as? Are you an artist? Are you a truth music artist? You tell me, what are you in the music space?
I would say both. I'm an artist, obviously, first and foremost, but I mean, coming to the truth, that's kind of like my main focus, and I appreciate the levels that the Most High has kind of brought me through with the music. I'm really thankful because I came from like everything is just like higher, 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 Christ,
Yeah.
Christ, Christ. But he's brought it to a levels where I can make tunes that
Mm.
people in the world maybe might be able to get something out of it or grasp it, whether it's the style, whether it's how something is said, or what's being said. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate the journey because I mean, before I got the truth, I did used to still put like God in my music. I still used to mention like God or Christ in my music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Maybe I might have been saying some stuff that might have been like, um, a few stuff that might have been, contrary to what we stand for. But it's like I always was kind of incorporating that. But then it's
Mm.
like, okay, truth now, okay, now I can say this, and now I can put this information, and now I can more steer it in a way where other people can get the truth as well. If you get
Right.
what I'm saying, rather than me just saying Christ in my song.
Right. Yeah, man. That's always the fine line of being an artist, yo. Is can you create art? Can you create music that people will enjoy and want to listen to, whether they're in the truth or not, but still deliver a message without coming across too preachy? And I find that you're able to navigate that terrain perfectly, like, you know what I mean? Like where it's not too hit you in the head like, yo, I'm going to a sermon. It still has the vibes of good music that I can bounce to and vibe out to, but also makes me think, right? So, I mean, I think it's a formula, and I think you're one of the artists who are in the truth music space that has it down to a science, bro. So yeah,
Hi, man.
yeah, man. So, um, top five. musical influences not in the truth, secular music, as they would say?
Okay, so growing up in the young days, um, Mumsy used to play a lot of like that old school music. She used to play like Aretha Franklin,
Mm,
um, like Shaka Khan,
mm,
like
mm,
Mary J. Blige, Michael
mm.
Jackson. She used to play a lot of that old school stuff, even like Michael Bolton. She used to even have like
Yeah.
one CDs that she she used to have some CDs that she used to play in the yard where it was just straight instrumentals,
Yeah.
and blowing some flute or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that one side of it, and then like as I got of age and I started like going out and playing outside and stuff like that and hanging around with my friends, in the estate and stuff like that. It was more like the house and garage era where you had like what's the name of them? Like you had like Heartless Crew, Soul Solid Crew. You
Mm,
had like different artists like Asher D. Then you had like what's his name? Is it Dizzy Rascal, Gets,
mm,
and
mm.
and and then you had like the drum and bass scene as well, where you had like it's so long time ago, Skibbity,
Mm,
Shabba, like
yep, yep.
yeah, like those times you had that era, so that was like kind of that era. Then I started hanging around with like a couple man them like from school,
Yeah.
but their flavor of what they listened to and their kind of rollings was more like Mobb Deep, Wu Tang,
Mm,
and I think that's the era where I transitioned from house and garage and like spitting MCing into rapping.
mm,
I think that was kind of like the era as well. Just after that era, that's when I think Gigs started doing his thing in the UK. There was other like big rappers from the UK like Black Twang. Who else is in the UK? There was like a couple like well-known names that was doing the rap. I think Gigs more was more not like I don't know, he kind of became more popular.
right.
Uh, Stuff like that. But it was just before that era. That's when I was growing up on Wu Tang. All I would listen to was Wu Tang, Wu Tang,
Yeah.
Wu Tang. I liked how they were like, so intricate, and then some stuff they will say is deep, and it's
Yep.
like they bring it knowledge and stuff like that. It's like that's how I kind of grew like in the
Yeah.
in the in in the rap scene, and then obviously you had the bait ones like Biggie, Park,
Right, right, right.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay, so speaking of, let's go back to the UK artists. So you said Gigs. I know Gigs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You tell me who's the top mans that are doing it for the culture in the UK that you respect. Gigs, there's Stormzy, there's, you know what I mean? There's Dave, you know what I
You
mean?
got I was actually in jail with Gets, and before he came out and actually like really like got big and stuff like that. I mean, he's not like big, but he is big. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's like someone I was inspired by as well. Because
Yeah.
like I remember like, when he was in jail, he used to say, "Yeah, yo, when I come out, I know, like Kane,
Hmm, hmm.
Kano, like, and all those that kind of like East London side, because a lot of those MCs they're from like East London and stuff like that.
Okay, okay.
And the South London MCs was more like roadside G's that were from Brixton. Then you had like different Soul Solid Crew,
Okay, okay.
but yeah, like Gets, Kano, Devlin, the
Mm,
one white brother called Devlin.
okay.
Um, yeah, there was a like a kind of project that they brought out one time. I can't remember the name of it, but
Mm,
yo, that was like a big thing in the UK. Like it was really like, for grime anyway, you know what I mean?
right, right,
Grime,
right.
grime is more like, it's UK based, isn't it? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
yeah,
like,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Your what album was that? This year we take over. I feel like I had a little element in terms of the production of that grind sound. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I could
mm.
be wrong, but when I
No,
hear that, huh?
yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. In terms of the production and all that, so yeah, I heard that, and you're right. Like UK, they that's what they were known for, that grind sound, right? So
Mm.
no, that's good. So okay, so speaking about hip hop, since we're on that, you saw what happened with Kanye West.
Mm.
What's your thoughts on that?
To do with
I,
Kanye West.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, no, hold on.
No,
Yeah, let me set it up for you. When he went before all the madness going on, Alex Jones with the mask on and saying, "Oh, I like Hitler" and all that. Before all that, I'm just talking about when he initially came out on Drink Champs and said, "Hey, we we're the blood of Christ. We're Judah, and if we knew who we are, we treat each other better." What's your thoughts on that? How did that make you feel? Was that like, yo, revelation? Like, yes, we're up. Like,
yeah, I was like happy about it because obviously, like with us like being in the truth and we're not like anybody famous and stuff like that. We've been like, spreading, trying to spread this,
yeah,
of who we are and stuff like that for a long time. So we're to hear it out on a mainstream platform, it's like you get a spring of joy.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, wow, someone in the mainstream's actually like said it and they've got to say it and it's like it like you didn't hear beep like it didn't get locked off like it's actually being said. And I think a lot of people that like that would kind of like shrug us, shrug someone like you and me that's not like billionaires and in the mainstream TV, like usually is either we get shrugged off or one or two people might say, oh, this is interesting, send me some
yeah,
information. I think for him when he done that, I think there's a lot of people that would have shrugged it off, but it almost sparks interest to be like, hold on, but he's saying it.
right,
Okay.
right, right,
Even if they type it in and they see the ones that are on the street like shouting or whatever, at least there's a spark of interest. You
right,
understand what I'm saying? So I was kind of like, I was like, yeah, this is a good thing.
yeah.
I thought it was a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Kanye West is not an elder cast, obviously. He's not
Right,
the one to like, come out and say he's going to be teaching, but
right, right.
put it out there on his platform. I think that was a good move. Probably, ordained by the Most High because
Facts, facts.
he it implanted.
Yeah, facts. So I believe that there's many artists who know what he says and believes what he said, but they just don't have the courage or not. Like I always say this, not everybody's a freedom fighter, yo. Not everyone's a Harriet Tubman. Not everyone's a Malcolm X. Not everyone's gonna risk it all. So I'm asking Gabar Ya Allah, knowing who you are, knowing the spirit that's in you. Say you're sitting on 10 M's, you're good, yo. Family's good, wifey, everyone's blessed, yo. Song is on the radio, you're getting 50K a show, and you stumble on that video and it pricks you. Do you think you would have it's a hypothetical, obviously. Do you think knowing who you are, would you have the courage to risk it all like that?
Do you know what? Yeah, I can hand on heart say yeah, but do you know what? I would kind of like I'd work like the devil and his minions at their own game. So I'm like, well, okay, if I got this amount of money, knowing things can get pulled and certain things, I would make like little certain investments here and there, make sure certain things like I would make sure like that money gets spent on the work before they can take it. You get what I'm saying?
Right, facts.
It'll be like okay, if you're gonna take everything I've earned, I might as well put it wholeheartedly into the work.
That's right.
Even
That's right.
you know what? I got 10 million pounds to my name, yeah. I know me coming out, because obviously before he done what he done, there's obviously people they tried to make examples of, like what's his name? The guy that done the interview. I can't remember his name. Is it Professor Griffith or something like that?
Yeah, Professor Griff or Nick Cannon and Professor Griff. Yeah.
Yeah, and all them man did. So obviously Kanye would have seen that, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. For me to see that and know, okay, I'm gonna come out and say something. I'll be like, all right, write a check, 5 million, straight to maybe the church or something.
Right.
That's gone.
Right. Right.
That's like, if I come out and say something, the money's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Clear bankrupt.
Yo,
money can go towards the work.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my little thing, but you never know the mindset of when you're actually in that position.
That's right.
You get what I'm
That's
saying?
right. That's right. And
Like,
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I'm just saying it would either be it's either all or nothing, in it, really.
Yeah. And that's using wisdom, right? Like knowing that it's not all. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to keep it if they want to take it from you. So you might as well spend it on the work, man. That's intelligence, bro. That's wisdom right there, man. That's good advice, man. So I hope any artist, whoever's may stumble on this interview, they heed to the words of Gabar Ya Ahla, man. Put that money into the work before you drop a tweet or say something, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's okay to operate in the background.
yeah.
So Four Corners Music. I see Four Corners Music. I see Truth Music Radio. What is that? Are you signed? What's the structure? You got it's a label. Talk to me.
Oh yeah, Four Corners Music. It's like a management and a music business advisory company. So I
Mm,
get a lot of my advice from them, what
okay.
to do, how to do it, and so forth. I'm not actually signed,
Okay.
but I am under that umbrella
Okay.
at the moment. Yeah, like Blackathan, this, yeah.
You and Blackathan. You remind when so Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel used to get together, and whenever they made a song, it was a hit. Who else would do that? Jada and Styles. P. When you and Blackathan make a song, I know it's a hit, bro. I know it's a. You guys got a nice chemistry going that is like it's a vibe, bro. It's a vibe. So what's that relationship like?
Yeah, me and Blackathan. I think the first time me and Blackathan we done a tune called "You Don't Love Him," and
Mm,
at the time, kind of just like joined the church in it. So, but after service, we're all flexing, we're fellowshipping, music's playing, food's running. You know what I mean? And we're just enjoying the rest of the Shabbat after class.
right.
And there was one time I had my Bluetooth speaker on and I was playing a tune that I hadn't finished yet.
Mm,
The chorus was like, um, I don't know if you know the tune. It's called "You Don't Love Him," but yeah, just cut a long story short. I was walking past with it playing. He was like, "Yo, brother, yo, come on, let me hear that. Let me hear that one more time." And you know when Blackathan, he's funny. Blackathan's got jokes, Trust me. Blackathan put his hand on his chin. He's like, like that one day. Like that one day. Yo. Nah, man. Let me get a piece of that one day. Let me get a piece of that one day. And from there, and I'm not gonna lie, when he came back with his verse, yo, it was fire still. I was like, yeah, I like how you came because he like matched. It's like he matched it with the style and how it was on the track. And then ever since there, it was just it was uphill. We done like a couple other tunes, and then that's when I came to his house one time, and I was actually writing the Dashway tune.
yeah.
I made a voice note of Dashway, the dash, and then I went dash that, take me not see that, dash that, and then it's like I've come to his house, but it's not like I asked him to come on the track,
Okay.
but I played the beat and I was like rapping it, and then that's when he was like, yo,
I have to.
let's do the yeah, let's do this, let's do.
All
You know,
praises. Oh,
I left it right with verse.
all praises. Yeah. So the Dash Away track is a big one. It's a big tune. There's a next one you guys had. I was listening to it today. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one on The Year We Take Over. I love that track, yo. So you don't remember. You're gonna make me look
Okay,
to say.
it might be
Hold on, I have it right here. I
there's a
have
few
it.
of them.
It's called
You don't love him.
yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That
that's the
one.
one I was talking
That's the one you were talking
about.
about? Oh, okay.
First track me and him done. That's the
Bro,
first track me.
bro, yo, the way he came on that, like you said, it matched the energy and it just made the track, it just brought another element to the track, yo. You know what I mean? We were on we went up to Vancouver baptizing, and one of the officers put that on. It was my first time hearing that song, and I'm like, man, jeez, these guys are on a different level, yo. So all praises for you and that brother, man. All praises for you and him, yo. Your creative process, what does that look like? So you said Dashway. Do you hear a beat first, and then you start making like the melodies and the hook and the lyrics, or the vice versa? What does that look like?
So basically the process behind the creativity is I went through like a few processes in relation to that, how the Most High was doing it. There would be times where I would hear a beat and all I would do is hum the melody behind like the chorus or behind like the verse, and then I'd put words to it.
Okay.
And then there was another process where like the beat would have to be like sick, like seriously, like yo, like this beat is like hard for me to like get that inspiration, and then it's just like boom, the Most High just starts,
Yeah.
the lyrics will come. And then there was another process where I'd hear a beat and I'd literally say to the Most High, give me the lyrics. Like I'd pray for the lyrics. I'd be like, yeah,
Wow.
Most High, yeah.
Wow.
Just give that nod. No light in the prayer, like Most High, please. Like, whoa. And then I'm even like surprised. I'm like, whoa, like
yeah.
This one's a bang. I'm like, yo, Most High, he ain't playing around when it comes to music. Like, yo, speak to you. And I even prayed a prayer one time. I was like, Most High, because I know how it gets like with music and entertainment and stuff like that. Like when you get like a bit of
notoriety. Yeah.
And stuff like that. I was like, Most High, in all circumstances, may you get all the praise. To the point where people are looking at me and they're thinking, like people that actually like know me, the Most High just making me look like I'm like dumb or something. But when they listen to the music, like what? How did this music come from this guy? I like the way the I did it. But I was like, listen, yeah, like, I need you to get the break. Like you need to get the. This is not me.
Oh man, right?
Lyrics and stuff straight from the heavens, man.
Yeah,
for
man.
His will and for His plan. So
facts.
Yeah, man. All praise to the Most High. So yeah, so those are like the three kind of creativity process stages.
Okay.
Personally.
So the first one, I think I've seen other artists do that, where they just hum a melody and then they fill it in with words, right? Like I've seen other artists do that, and then but the last one, I mean, when you start praying and asking the Most High to give you that gift, them lyrics, them words, something that's gonna hit and resonate, bro, it's limitless to what He's gonna give you, bro. And especially when you're asking, let you get the praise, not for me, not for my namesake, but for you. You know what I mean? For right. So
when you look at like in the world, the how things got to in relation to like fame and celebrity stardom and all that, it's like kind of went like way left. But we know that obviously like with the music industry and stuff like that, it's run by what I mean. On the left hand side. So, and I mean, I believe that was something that was created, to kind of go against the Most High, because it's the Most High that gets all the praise. Even like, even David, he wrote like the Psalms and stuff like that. There wasn't like no like, some Grammys or that. Yeah, David come through and the winner is David. Give him a Grammy. Like, I mean, it's like total humility, because at the end of the day, music was made, I believe, to worship the Most High and to minister unto His people.
Facts.
You know what I mean,
and what's crazy about what you're saying, Gabar, is like I believe that too, right? You in the heavens. You got the angels that are just worshiping the Most High through song. But what's crazy about that is that how the music industry has been flipped to pretty much cause the children of Israel to stumble. You feel me? In the sense that where what's popular and what gets accepted now is everything that is against the Most High. Every sin in the book is what gets gets the big streaming and gets the big push and gets you know what I mean, all the radio play and all that type of stuff. So it's interesting how what was supposed to be a blessing and give honor and praise to the Most High, from his creation, has now turned into like almost like a curse, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, the music almost turned into like a curse where it's like, yo, it's being used for something evil and wicked. You know what I mean? But that's why the truth music movement, and I don't even know if I call it a movement, but we'll say that, is so important, right? Because brothers and sisters are speaking life back into the music the way it's supposed to be, right? You know what you mean? That higher frequency. We're supposed to listen to a song and feel edified, not hear a song and I want to go kill your brother or go sleep with his woman. You feel me? So that's interesting to me. So I find it interesting when artists like yourself, you've decided to, like, there's not a lot of your music on Spotify. You've gone more of the independent route. So I want to know what's your thought behind that, your decision making behind making that choice.
Okay, so basically, at the moment now, it's like I'm playing catch up because, I mean, doing the music probably like, I'd say what we're in 2023, so called. I'd say like from like 2016, a lot of these like platforms was kind of new. You know what I'm saying? To myself, innit? Obviously, like certain artists that was in the know, and that's why I had to like kind of come under the umbrella of like, you know, Four Corner Music, the management, things. You know what I'm saying? Because as an artist, what I more knew was just to do the art.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know, like, okay, where do I put this and where do I put that? What do I need to do to get this here and get more of a listening base and try to push the music further. So it's like at the moment now, it's like I'm still playing catch up. So stuff is going on Spotify. I mean, the album "Ruling from Zion" is definitely on there. So some of the previous singles that was on This Year We Take Over is on there, but it's just quite a bit of playing catch up. And one thing I know for certain, you can be an artist doing music, but you need a team.
Facts.
You need a team.
Facts.
It don't matter how talented you are or you know what you can do. If you don't have like a solid team around you that can operate in the different other departments that does need taking care of, you know, it's only so far that your music can so far that it can reach.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's kind of playing catch up at the moment, you know, because there's even still more platforms that are getting opened up at the moment as well.
Okay.
Spotify, you know, Apple Music, iTunes. There's even one, you know, probably with, you know, it's probably unheard of at the moment now, but it's gonna, you know, be like the thing to come.
Would you sign to a major label if that opportunity presented itself? Hold on. Before you answer, if they said, we want your masters, we want all the songs you created, we're gonna give you an advance of say 1.5 M's, 2 M's, but we want the rights to all them songs that we were just talking about previously. We taking over, or this year is We Take Over. We want Ruling from Zion. Would you sign?
I'd have to get advice on that because at the end of the day, I know that contracts can be redrafted and amended. You know.
Yep.
I know that you can get like a proper top solicitor and be like, no, ask them to cross this out, cross that out, but then we can do this, we could do that. So maybe even if they said something like, out of 10 tracks, we want the master for this track and that track, but the rest you own. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, there's ways around it. You know what I mean? There's ways. It's got to have like really good solicitor to know. Okay, this one. If you sign this one, like basically you're just basically giving them everything.
Yeah. So, but that let's just say that's what it is. That's the offer. Take it or leave it. Would you sign over what you've created thus far for say $500,000 to $1 million?
not what I've created. If they said, okay, we're gonna sign you and we are gonna make some new songs, like maybe that can work, but not what I'm really. That's the most. I don't like business is business at the end of the day, innit?
Right.
Like if you want to sign me and give me some money to make some music, I can do that. That's like something, that's
Yeah.
that's something I do. But I don't think I'd give them, what I have already and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. Those ones those tunes are the most highest tunes. You know what I'm saying, man?
All
If
praises.
you want to give me 500 grand to a million to make some fresh songs, you know what I mean? As long
Hmm.
as they clean, they go out in the mainstream and
Yeah.
do something out there. Yeah, it's business, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I give you something, you pay for it.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So yeah, but
I
not what's
feel
already been.
and,
Those
and,
those are the
and yeah, those are most high, and that's a tough situation to be in because it's like I mean 500,000 that goes a long way to help. They're doing a lot of work, but at the same time, I believe in ownership. I believe in intellectual property. You know what I mean, in terms of creating your own and not letting someone else just buy you out. You know what I mean, like not being for sale like that, right? You know what I mean. So I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
already with previous artists to do with that, like Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
certain other man, like what I mean. When they made that agreement, it's like, wow, like you got hits, man. That like
Hits.
they're trying to say that they own it now and stuff like that, and stuff that could potentially be you know long time wealth. It's like they're putting their own claim on it now.
That's right.
You know,
That yeah, that's 100% right. They own it now.
Nation.
It really is. It really is, man. And you know what's interesting? It's always funny. Like the music that was created when I don't know. Like I feel, from my views, artists go through such like stages. Music they create when they first come out is always sounds different than after that when they get paid and when they're on the latter end of their career or maybe their focus ain't music anymore. But it upsets me that the best music that they create, it's always on that first contract, that first 2 album deal, 3 album deal, and all of that is owned by the record company. You know what I mean? The artist owns nothing of that, and that's their best part of their catalog, right? And their children no longer can eat off that or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's a tricky game, Mo. It's a really tricky game, and it's almost like they've changed. I don't want to call it modern day slavery, but it's almost like they just switched hustles, like in terms of the music industry, like where it's like we're gonna eat off your labor, we're gonna eat off what you create, we're gonna eat off your intellectual property. You know what I mean? And it's disappointing to see that the other side though is like, okay, so in your situation, you're playing catch up. You got some of your stuff on Spotify, a lot of it on the more independent like Bandcamp and stuff like that. But when you're on those platforms, you're really like you need a team, like you said, to really give you that marketing push. You know what I mean? Because really, at the end of the day, it's about how many people know you have an album out and can access it. You feel me? I have an iPhone. It's not easy. It's easy for me to go on Spotify. It's not easy for me to go on Bandcamp and listen to music. Right? It's like they set it up so that the files don't go into iTunes or iMusic or whatever and stuff like that. So it's different, right? So it's like that lack of convenience, which is why people just F it. If it's not on, excuse my language, if it's not on Spotify, I ain't gonna mess with it, right? So that's the kind of tug of war you're in. But I appreciate the artists who say, you know what I mean, hold on to their intellectual property and be like, nah, we're keeping it here. We're gonna do it. We're gonna take the slow grind.
Yeah.
So I want to get into some biblical questions with you.
Yeah.
If you could have a conversation with one person in the Bible, who would it be, and what would be the first question you asked them?
Wow.
I meant to send you. I meant to send you this one before the interview, but I was just running out of time.
Lord, there's
Yeah,
quite a few of them, but
yeah. But you only get one. You only get to ask one question. You only get to ask one question. So Who would it be? What would be that question?
Wow, that's a
I know.
lot. Yeah. Who comes to mind? Peter comes to mind. Um, I would want to ask the man that knows like the future. It's like that. That would have to be like Christ. That would have to
Yeah.
be like Christ himself.
Yeah.
Like Christ, am I gonna make it to the end?
Hey!
Am I gonna?
I said the same thing.
Like, am I gonna make it?
Yeah.
He that endures to the end shall be saved. But
Right.
Christ, you know everything. You know a lot of things are predestined, and I'll be like, Christ, just let me know now. And if it's any other way, show me how I can like, how I can fix it. But that's our walk anyway.
Right.
We're fixing the problem. So
That's right.
yeah,
That's so funny. When I was right.
and if you don't make it, it's everything's in vain, isn't it?
Right.
If I don't make it, then boy.
Bro. I tell my wife every day, man. I'm like, man, I can't go to hell, man. I have to make it, man. If I don't make it, life has been hard, and if I don't make it, I have to go through all this, man. Oh man, it's gonna be tough, man. I gotta make it. But it's funny when I was writing these questions down, I said the same thing. I'm like, you remember that I think it's in Edris or whatever, and he's like, the Most High says, "Oh, don't." They're talking about the evil people and the wicked people, and he's like, the Most High is like, "Don't numb yourself with them. You have work stored up in heaven." He gives them like a guarantee, like you're making it into heaven. So basically, or the kingdom. So basically, I would be asking the same question, like Ahaya or Yeshaya, please, whichever one I selected, am I making it? Am I making it? I think everybody wants to know that. Am I gonna make it? Yeah, bro. What's the hardest part about being in the truth? It's the hardest part.
Oh, what's the hardest part about being in the truth?
Yeah. So let me give you some examples. Some people would say, man, I miss going out shopping on Saturday. Some people may say, man, I miss eating shrimp. Some people may say, man, it's hard for me to forgive someone that wronged me. You see that man there who did me wrong? It's hard for me to forgive that man, but I know I'm required to. But it's hard. What's the hardest part for Gabar Ya Ahla? Being in the truth.
The truth is nice still. I think the hardest part is like just that daily battle that between the flesh and the spirit. You can't have the minute you put your guard down in any area, it's like it kind of just makes it a little bit hard. I think that's the hardest part. Like always, like like in boxing,
Yeah.
where it's like, boy, you put that hand down, but
Right, bam, you're down. Yep.
But your hand might be tired. Your shoulders and your arm might be tired. But
Right.
like, no, don't put that hand down.
Yeah.
At the end of the fight.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I think that's where sometimes you've got good days and you've got bad days. You've got good days and you've got bad days. But I think that's the part where it's like, because I think the truth would be easy for all of us if we didn't have that element to it. You know what I mean? Where we battle with ourselves. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah, man.
So it's just about always just being like, having yourself in chastity, and just knowing like, just always be on point. Always be on point. There's gonna be no rest from it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Until the Messiah comes. So
yeah,
it's just about
yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I want to get into, this is the end. I want to get into ruling from Zion. This will be the last few questions. I know you got to go, man's at work, stuff like that. Okay, so why the title "Ruling from Zion"?
Ruling from Zion. There's a scripture that I actually put on the front of the CD. I believe it's one minute. Yo, Sabs, bring me the CD cover. I need to remember the scripture. There's a scripture where now, do you know what? I'll just like kind of paraphrase it.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a
paraphrase
scripture.
it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know this scripture where it says that in the end when Christ comes, the law shall go forth from Zion.
Zion, yeah.
So basically, like the world government at that time, when Christ comes, the rules and regulations of how the world is meant to operate will can't be coming from Zion, from Jerusalem, from Christ's throne. Obviously,
Mm,
we know those laws are the Most High and the
mm,
commandments and stuff like
mm.
that. But it's gonna be coming from Zion, and we know that Zion is, the Most High's people and the land.
Yep,
So
yep.
yeah,
Oh,
ruling from Zion. We know that those of us that make it to see that will be part of the ruling hand,
yeah.
under obviously under the disciples and so forth, with
Okay.
ranks and so forth under Christ. So yeah, that's where that name of the album was inspired from that particular scripture of that future prophecy.
Okay. Okay. I know that's blessed. I always and did you name it before? Oh yeah. Do you finish a project and then name it, or do you name it first and then write your music to kind of that builds off the title? I always wonder this because artists be naming albums and then the music on the album has nothing to do with the title.
Mm.
So how do you do it?
I know. Yeah, that one day I kind of like rode with the spirit on that one because at the time I had like a few names written down
Yeah.
that I, yo, this sounds like kind of catchy for an album. Like I kind of was rolling like that, but then when it really got down to the crunch of when it started getting made and it was more piano because I was doing like Afrobeat as well. And
If
then someone gave me advice. They said, no, you should do a Afrobeat album and then an piano rather than mixing the two of them together so
okay.
that everything rolls smoothly. Like kind of like when the DJ just mixing
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like each track is like of the same genre. Like if someone said they're gonna do a hip hop album, they're not gonna put an R&B
No.
track track on
Right.
it.
Right.
Yeah. So when it got down to the final crunch of when the album was in the making, it was like, nah, ruling
Mm,
from Zion. That's
mm.
what like yeah, that's what kind of came to the
To the
mind with
fo-
that one.
okay, so what kind of genre? Because this, like I messaged you last night. I'm like, man, the production is different, yo, and 100% transparency, bro. Because like I said, I was feeling the year we take over. I'm like, yo, this is hard, yo. I like this, and it's not just hard. It's like a vibe, and it's melodic and all that. And then this album, it's like the beats are different, and then it's like Negro spiritual war chant type African war chant, like ready for war type of stuff, and like chanting and all that. And the first listen, this is just my interpretation of the art. On first listen, I'm like, I wonder why he did that. On the second listen, I'm like, yo, this is hard, yo. This is hard. This is different, yo. This is what we need. Something in a different lane. You know what I mean? So it's not sounding the same, yo. You know what I mean? My favorite tracks, I even have it written down. Where are they at here? Uh it's broken. What you on? Stop what you're doing, and Daddy. Those four tracks. I'm still going through the album, but yeah, them four tracks, man, like really hit. So, what genre of music is this? Because the beats are different, and on the first one, it's broken. What language is that, bro? I got so many questions. What language is that?
Yeah, so basically, the genre of music that it is called Amapiano. So Amapiano is coming from South Africa. It's a genre that the South Africans are doing at the moment, where they've actually fused Afrobeat
Beat. Yep.
with house music. But
Mm,
then when it comes to the bass, they've worked out their own type of bass, how they do the bass.
hmm.
Because if you because you can get like Afro, you can actually get Afro house
Yep.
if you get
Yep.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
I like it, and I like it too. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. But the bass is the bass that differentiates it, and that's where the genre is called amapiano.
I'm a piano.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a growing genre at the moment. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, people do know about it, but it's
Yeah.
it's like still growing and it still has more more potential to grow further, even into the mainstream. But a lot of the South African artists that are doing it, some of them like they're really making money and really getting out there with it.
So okay. So
It's like
how did you stumble upon it?
so one time, because I was starting to get onto the Afro beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like ready on the Afro beat, like kind of like
Yeah.
exploring it. It's really nice music, you know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
And I was like,
Really
yeah,
is.
this is what I want to work with. And somehow, some way, the Most High made me come across, because it's like if you're listening to a lot of Afrobeat, a lot of the Afrobeat beat makers, they're starting to incorporate some of the style of bass from Amapiano onto their Afro beats now.
Oh, okay.
So I had a few beats that was like, no, this sounds a little bit different. Like
Right. Right. Right.
Afrobeat, that bass, there's something about that bass. And I was like, and then that's when I started venturing. Then I had like, DJ Makaya from Truth Music Radio. He gets sent a lot of tunes, from
Tunes. Yeah.
different artists and stuff like that. And obviously as a DJ, they got a lot in their catalog and so forth. And then there was one time there was a beat maker the beat maker sent him some beats that he wanted me, Blackathan, Marky Allah, and a few other artists to jump on. And that's when I was like, wow, I really like this music. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
like the basses. I like, it sounds like Afrobeat, but it's
Hmm.
got like got more to it. You understand what I'm saying? And that it started from there. And then I found a beat maker. His name's Walcott, and that's where like I get like most of the beats on the album. That's where I've been getting the beats from. Yeah, so
I was gonna ask you. I'm like, yo, where did you get the beats, and how did you pick? Did you pick the beats, or he's like, nah, yo, use this one, use that one.
no, what it is I was going through more the catalog
Okay.
of what was there, because like sometimes someone can say, oh yeah, take this, and sometimes you might not.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not. It's not that it's a bad beat, but it's like
You're not
I
feeling
can
it.
work on that in a couple of weeks. You get me,
Yeah.
or a month,
Yeah.
not right away. Like
Yeah.
when you hear it, you're like, I need to write to this now,
Yeah.
and next week I'm going to record it.
Right.
It was kind of more up that lane.
Nice, bro. Nice. What's your favorite? Well, okay, what's your most popular song of all? Like what song has gotten the most traction out of all the songs you've ever put out? And then what's your favorite song on Ruling from Zion?
Okay, so the first question, is it relating to Ruling from Zion or?
No. So out of all the songs you put out, what's the one that is you always get like, oh, stopped in the street, or people tell you, oh, that's the
Oh,
most.
Dashway. Dashway's got like a lot. Like Dashway's like that's like almost like different countries. You can get a song that is like people just over in the UK are like, yeah, I like that song, and stuff. But Dashway is like, yo, like people like Jamaica, America. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Well, like Dashway is like, I don't know if
Wow.
maybe the chorus is catchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Dashway.
mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I love how it's like delivered and stuff like that. And then
Okay.
Blackathan,
Yeah,
he delivers
it's crazy.
superbly on that one. So yeah, Dashway, I would say Dashway.
It's most popular. Okay, cool. And then what's your favorite song off the Ruling from Zion now? Your personal favorite.
I like What You Won. What You Won, I like it
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
a part of the verse where it does something like like
Yeah.
I like that part of the verse. Like, whenever I forget all of it.
Right, 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 right.
When that bit comes on, it's like, yeah, like wherever we are, we just meant to start dancing or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you picked that one, and because it's hard to get all your bars, but I think this one is on What You Want. It says only 8 made it out of the 8, only 2 kept sacred.
Mm.
Do you remember that, Bart?
Mm.
What were you saying?
Oh, yeah. I remember that part of the bar. Yeah, I remember that part of the bar.
Okay. What were you saying?
So in that I was talking about to do with Noah. So only 8 made it out from the flood. And out of all the it was Noah and Shem that kept the, the root what do they call it? Melchizedek when they,
yes.
king and the priest.
Yeah, the high priest. Yeah.
Shem, Eber.
Yeah. From there the line begins. Okay. Now I understand. I didn't understand, but man, okay, bless. Yeah, bro. I really appreciate you coming on. Gabar Ya Allah. You're a blessing, bro. Keep working, keep grinding. I'm gonna support you here on my platform as much as I can. You made time for me. Thank you. I know mans are busy. I know mans are really busy, but is there any last words you want to say to the people before we sign out?
Yeah, just want to say all praises be to the Most High. Keep working, keep your hand to the plow. It doesn't just have to be music. Anybody that has a gift or talent, even like yourself, sir, with your platform and stuff like that, I'll just say that, to everybody, just keep your hand to the plow, keep doing what you're doing, keep perfecting it, and just, always stay, in the spirit, with the Most High in relation to it, because this world, we're getting to a point where it's like, we're gonna need all of these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what it is, even if you can sweep a building well, you know what I mean? It's like that's like the littlest things. It doesn't have to be things that are you know what I mean, in the forefront or the view of the people. Just keep working hard. That's all I say. Keep working hard for the kingdom.
Everybody has a brick. Everybody has a brick to bring, yo.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
Just ask us any questions, we got answers. Light of the world, salt of the earth. For what it's worth, hype up yourself, don't force no dirt. And if my shirt's clean and you move dirty, look, there's over there, where's over there? Paper, cash and digital, till we get spiritual. Like the word says, it's always biblical. You won't find this in any other book. Where else was it put? Shush, I'll go to kaput. Yo, big man ting, I still rock with the figures. Big man ting, I still roll with the winners. 10 minus 3 fingers. Hey, big man ting, I still rock with the get your party shoes on so that we can have a dance. Shake it, make it look like you don't even give a damn. Kilo she no jokuje when we come have a glass. Feast them and pump fist in the air and bust a skank. Get your party shoes on so that we can have a dance. Shake it, make it look like you don't even give a damn. Kilo she no jokuje when we come have a glass. Feast them and pump fist in the air and bust a skank. Get your party shoes on so that we can have a dance. Shake it, make it look like you don't even give a damn. Kilo she no jokuje when we come have a glass. Feast them and pump fist in the air and bust a skank. Get your party shoes on so that we can have a dance. Shake it, make it look like you don't even give a damn. Kilo she no jokuje when we come have a glass. Feast them and pump fist in the air and bust a skank.